Namaskar children. Today one of the very important topic of chapter 2 joint stock company we are going to start. First we see that what is the definition of joint stock company. Joint stock company is a voluntary association of persons for profit having a capital divided into transferable shares, the ownership of which is the condition of membership. Here one by one the terms we are going to discuss. The first one is voluntary association of persons for profit. The voluntary association, this term was there in the cooperative society also, but in cooperative society they formed for the service motive. Now in joint stock company, voluntary association of persons for profit means the people can come, they can join the joint stock company, but the main motive is to earn profit. Having a capital divided into transferable shares. Now what is a share? The capital of the company, which is generally invested by the persons who are joining the company, is divided into smaller parts called shares, which can be transferred freely from one shareholder to another person. Now the third thing is the ownership of which is the condition of membership. The shareholders, those who are investing money in the company, now those are the owners of the company, while the board of directors is the chief managing body elected by shareholders. Now, what are board of directors? Board of directors are group of people who are given the responsibility to run the business activities. Board of directors are elected by shareholders, so they are accountable to them only. Accountable means who exercises an indirect control over the business. Now the next term is, that is features of joint stock company. The first one is incorporated association. The company must be incorporated or registered under the Companies Act 2013. Without registration, no company can come into existence. The joint stock company is established under and governed by the Companies Act 2013. And after the registration, the company is known as an artificial person. Without registration means without registering the name in the registrar office, no company can come into existence. So it is an association of persons formed for carrying out business activities and has a legal status independent of its members. The second feature is separate legal existence. After the incorporation means after the registration, a company acquires a separate legal existence in the eyes of law, because it is created by law and it is a distinct legal entity independent of its members. Now the company is having its own legal identity. Now the name of the company recognized by its own name rather than the names of the board of directors or the shareholders. So now the company can own property, enter into contracts and file suits in its own name. But unlike them, It cannot breathe, run, eat, talk and so on. It is therefore a company is called as an artificial person. Okay beta. Now we see the next feature of a joint stock company, that is perpetual existence. Now first, what is the meaning of the term perpetual? Perpetual means continuous, and perpetual succession means that a company continues forever. It is not dependent on existence of its members. Death, insolvency and insanity or change of members has no effect on the life of a company. It can come to an end only through the prescribed legal procedure. Okay? So, joint stock company is created by law and can be brought to end by law only. Members, shareholders, whomsoever may come or go, but company continues to exist. So we can say a company exists independent of its members and it can be closed only through a legal procedure. Otherwise, it remains continue forever. Okay, so this is the third point, that is perpetual existence, which means a company continues forever. The next one is separation of ownership and control. Management of company is in the hands of elected representatives of shareholders, known individually as director and collectively as board of directors. The management and control of the affairs of the company is undertaken by the board of directors, which appoints the top management officials. Top management officials means the main owner who has established this business. The shareholders do not have the right to be involved in the day-to-day running of the business. Okay, the people who are investing money in a smaller amount, there is no need to be involved for them in the day-to-day operational work of the business. The main decisions are there in the hands of the elected representatives of shareholders. Those are known as board of directors. Shareholders do not have any right to control business activities, and board of directors are a group of people who are given the responsibility to run the business activities. Okay, so the control remains in the hands of the elected representatives of shareholders. Those are known as board of directors of the company. Move on to the next feature, that is limited liability. The liability of every member is limited to the nominal value of the share bought by him or to the amount guaranteed by him. Now the liability of the members is limited to the extent of the capital contributed by them in a company. Means that much of amount which they are investing in the company, only that much of the liability remains with them. Creditors can recover their dues only to the maximum value of company's assets. For example, A is a shareholder in a company holding 2000 shares of rupees 10 each. Means that person is having 2000 shares. and the price of the share is rupees 10 each, on which he has already paid rupees 7 per share. The main value was there of 10 rupees and 7 rupees from that 10 rupees he has already paid. So his liability in the event of losses or company's failure to pay debt can be only to rupees 3, that is rupees 6,000. The unpaid amount of his share capital, okay, rupees 3 per share on 2,000 shares held in the company. Beyond this, he is not liable to pay anything towards the debts or the losses of the company. Okay, so the liability of the every member is limited to that extent which he has invested in that company. So this is a benefit for the shareholders also. The next is common seal. Common seal means it is the engraved equivalent to an official signature. Official signature of the company is known as the common seal of the company, and it is affixed on all important documents of company. The board of directors enters into an agreement with others by indicating the company's approval through a common seal, because now the company is behaving, company is acting as an artificial person, and company is bound by only those documents which bear its signature. In case on any of the document this common seal is not there, in this situation that document is not valid at all. The next one is risk bearing. The risk of losses in a company is borne by all the shareholders to the extent of their shares in the company's capital. Means if there are any financial losses, then all shareholders contribute towards company liabilities to the extent of their shares in the company's capital, and the risk of loss is shared by all shareholders in proportion to their investment in the company. Okay, so the risk of loss gets spread over a large number of shareholders. Fine. Beta, these are the 7 features of joint stock company. Just go through with these and revise these points, and please read the merits and limitations of joint stock company. In the next virtual class, we'll discuss about the same. Thank you.